Chapter 22, You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used as evidence against you in a court of law, the police officer declared as he handcuffed Kamada the moment we stepped into Mr. Kiesu's compound. At Mr. Kiesu's call, we all gathered as Kamada was escorted toward the police vehicle. Wait, what has this got to do with my son? Mr. Kiesu demanded, but another officer stepped in front of him. You will come with us too, the officer said firmly. Mr. Kiesu's frail hands reached desperately for the handcuffs restraining Kamada's trembling wrists, but the officer shoved him away. Kudi and the rest of us stood at a distance. Kudi's face remained downcast. Naka and Naki wore expressions filled with doubt. Mother stood farther away, unwilling to witness what was unfolding. As for me, Kudi's words before the arrest had cut through the ice around my heart. Something about his explanation had quietly restored my trust in him. I bit my lip as I watched tears stream down Kamada's cheeks while Mr. Kiesu cried out in desperation. Yet something about the entire scene began raising questions inside me. What if something still didn't connect? What if we were still following the wrong tunnel? Then my eyes drifted back to Kudi. His head was still lowered. Or what if Kudi had simply made up the whole story? Before those questions could occupy every corner of my mind, Mr. Kiesu suddenly shouted, "This is not true. My son cannot." Without warning, he lunged for one of the officer's guns. Terrified, we all staggered backwards. Before he could even raise it, another officer rushed from behind him, snatched the weapon away, and pinned his arms. No. Something is being set up, Mr. Kiesu cried through his tears. Your father's murder. The officers immediately handcuffed him. You will also explain that statement at the police station, one of them said before leading him to the police vehicle. At that moment, the trust I had begun extending to Kudi cracked once again. Nevertheless, Kudi remained in handcuffs too. Within a few hours, we arrived back at the police station. The three suspects were led into separate interrogation rooms. So the rest of you may wait here while we proceed with questioning the new suspects, one of the officers instructed. He settled onto a bench across the corridor. I took a deep breath and turned toward the main entrance. Mado, Naka's voice made me look up. My eyes found them immediately, towering figures, strong, confident. The enormous height and broad frame Mado had gained during the 3 years he had lived in London made him look almost like Uncle Martin's older brother rather than his son. I slowly stood. A calm smile formed on my face. The moment Mado noticed me, he returned a quiet smile before turning toward Mother and Naki, who had already hurried over to welcome him and Uncle Martin. I remained where I was for a few seconds before walking over with Naka. You've really grown, Mother said warmly, running her fingers through Mado's hair. London must have treated you well. Perhaps, Uncle Martin interrupted with a smile. He hasn't stopped talking about you as his mother ever since we moved to Europe. Mother's expression shifted almost instantly. Of course, she replied, I'm the only mother he has ever known. Silence settled over everyone. Mado lowered his eyes without saying a word. Then Uncle Martin quietly added, well, he has seen his real mother already. Mado slowly lifted his head. The glare he fixed on Uncle Martin was so cold that even his father seemed to swallow hard. Naka noticed the tension. Wait, don't tell me you two still haven't become father and son after all these years? Instead of answering, Mado walked away from the group and came straight toward me. Without hesitation, he wrapped his arms around me. For the first time, he hugged me like a brother who had finally found his way home after years of being lost. I missed you, sister, he whispered. His voice had become far deeper than I remembered. From behind us, Uncle Martin continued speaking. Mado struggled after discovering that his biological mother was a drug addict. The words struck me instantly. I slowly pulled away from Mado and searched his eyes, silently asking whether what I had just heard was true. Can you please stop telling that story? Mado shouted back at his father before storming away. I followed him with my eyes more confused than ever. At that exact moment, the interrogation room door opened. Kudi emerged in handcuffs, escorted by a police officer. By sheer coincidence, they crossed paths with Mado. The instant Mado recognized him, he exploded. His fist slammed into Kudi's face. Murderer, another punch. You don't deserve prison. Another. You deserve death. Each blow landed harder than the last. Mado, stop, I shouted as I ran toward them. The officers quickly restrained Mado. After all, it was hardly fair to attack a man whose hands were already chained. Cootie's face had already turned red from the beating. Maddo stood there breathing heavily. He was finally forced onto a bench beside the interrogation room. "Cootie isn't the murderer," I said firmly as I helped Cootie regain his balance. I repeated myself. He explained everything. He only helped us find the real murderer. Almost as if on cue, the interrogation room door opened once again. This time, Kamada and Mr. Keisu stepped out under the watch of 2 police officers. Uncle Martin, Mother, Naka, Naki carrying her baby, and we all stood there in complete silence, each face hiding truths that had not yet been fully tasted. One of the officers stepped forward. "I apologize for the scuffle," he began. "It was an emotional situation that briefly got out of hand. However, we have now gathered the necessary statements from everyone involved, and the suspects will appear before the court as soon as possible." "What do you mean?" "Suspects?" Naka asked loudly. At that very moment, Naki's baby burst into tears, frightened by the violence that had just unfolded. "Can't you keep that baby quiet?" Naka snapped, but Mother's sharp glare immediately silenced her. The officer continued calmly. "Until one side presents sufficient evidence proving the guilt of the other, every party involved remains a suspect." He paused before concluding, "For now, we shall keep all 3 suspects in custody. The rest of you may return home and wait until the day they appear before the High Court." No one spoke. The silence that followed felt heavier than every accusation made that day. For the first time since Father's death, it seemed the truth was no longer hiding. It was simply waiting for the courtroom.